The Detroit Health Department's SisterFriends program turns 4 years old, and it's responsible for helping hundreds of Detroit moms birth healthy babies. It's also put a dent in the city's infant mortality rate. The program pairs expecting moms with other women in the community to provide much needed support.
Yes, and the only reason I did that is because I'm not going to sit here and have this on my chest because with my first child, I wasn't the best mom that I could be. Is because it was just like, I was young, I was 18, and I was working at the time. It wasn't like I was in the streets, but she was with her people. So I wanted to be a better mom to Kate than I was to my first child. She was never neglected. It was just like she was with her people, and I didn't spend time with her like I spent with him. So that's what I was stressing the point about to Miss Bebb and SisterFriends. Is just I just want to be a better mom. Is because I feel like, I wasn't the best mom when I was younger. So I try my best, and I'm still trying to make up for that. So me and my daughter still trying to build our relationship, and I'm thanking Miss Bebb again is because she's not only helping me with Kaden, she's helping me with my 18-year-old too.
I think for me, it was, like Lativa said, the bond was immediate. She was so excited about her pregnancy, so excited about having this baby boy, so really wanting to just do everything right and everything just so. And sometimes I didn't know what our experience would be in terms of me making suggestions about the baby, but Lativa was always just so open and always wanting what was best for Kaden, and always so receptive to saying, this is what's going on, what do you think? Just really concerned about, during the pandemic, about just making sure that he had the socialization that he needed. Just so invested in being a good mom. And that was so motivating to me.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I thought of when I was joining in. It was like the isolation of being a new mother is, pretty profound alone. Once you go into going into a pandemic, having a child, I just couldn't imagine it. So as far as our relationship has gone, I think it's definitely pushed us back to be able to meet in person, which was unfortunate, but it just made it all that more important to just really stay connected and just, are you okay? Are things going all right? Because that's a whole new world going through COVID as a mother. I couldn't imagine it. I echo that. I think it's unbelievably incredible to have that type of support for women, especially for new moms and just moms in general, because you don't realize everything that goes into it. Once that child comes out of you, it's just so much more than having a baby, right? So the more women that you can band together, the more that you can support each other, the higher up you'll just continue to be lifted up, and you'll have a more positive life. You know that you're not alone, and it's just I just think it's really important for the community to realize that we need each other and we're all there for each other.
I think COVID is what pushed the friendship even more and pushed the necessity of the program and the mentorship all as a whole, because motherhood can be very isolating. So it's like that isolation on top of the pandemic isolation, it was pretty brutal. So I think that without this, to not have that type of support, it would have been way harder than it was.
Another one of the beautiful aspects about the SisterFriends program are the bonds that are created.
My mom is a retired RN, and she had learned about it through one of her colleagues, and so she invited me to come when the program was first getting started to an introductory meeting, and I liked it. Jasmine is actually my third little sister, so.
I think it's cool. Like a big sister, because I don't have one. I'm an oldest child, so I didn't grow up with an older girl to look up to. Even though I had family that was, older than me, they weren't a picture of what I wanted to be. So now I have somebody who I can look at and say, oh wow, I want to like kind of strive for that, and be a support to somebody else in the future myself. So it's really healthy. It's a healthy relationship.
It's really good for me. I'm also an oldest sister, but my only sister passed away. And so I never got to have nieces and nephews. So now I get that.
So back in 2016, 2017, we were trying to identify maternal-child health programs that would be impactful to the entire community. And we heard of Birthing Project USA, and it literally felt like angels started singing. Because for me, that meant we could not just deal with another program, one that receives funding, jump into a community, and then jump out, but we could start a movement, something that was high touch, where we would be connecting the women, getting back to our historical roots. We all know the African proverb that it takes a village to raise a child, and it really does. I can think historically back on a time when I was coming up, neighbors took care of neighbors, but neighbors also knew each other, and neighbors touched one another. You had the busybodies in the neighborhood, you had the Mr. and Mrs. Know-it-alls in the neighborhood. All those people combined made sure that the needs, the basic needs of all of their friends and families and close neighbors were taken care of. And Sister Friends, essentially, or at the time when we first started, it was Birthing Project Detroit, essentially could do exactly the same thing. Make sure that if mom or young lady or a woman became pregnant and she had needs, there was somebody to grab her by her hand, walk her through that pregnancy, mentor her on, doing the things that she needs to do in order to have a healthy pregnancy and then a healthy baby outcome. And then when that baby was born, the neighborhood took care of that baby. Whether you were talking about the baby needed Pampers or a car seat or a babysitter, the community rallied around that baby and that mom. And that's one of the things we wanted to get back to, making sure that, if there's an instance where a woman has a mother, even if she doesn't biologically have family here in Detroit, there's a family of people waiting to embrace her and walk her through that pregnancy.
The numbers from 2018, as we know, there was 16.7, the infant mortality rate compared to 6.6 in the state of Michigan, and that's per 1,000 birth. Well, the good news in 2019, that infant mortality rate for the Detroit babies is 11 per 1,000 births. So to me, that is absolutely good news. We know we have work to do, but we see it trending in the right direction. And I think with the help of our mentors, the help of our agency partners, and the staff here at the Detroit Health Department, at Sister Friends, we will continue to make a difference. We realize that COVID has been a tough year, and even with COVID, we still was able to enroll an additional 133 women. For 2020, we had 129 volunteers still come forward, and then we had some great outcomes. We delivered 100 babies, and 80% was healthy and was full-time. And one of the outstanding numbers is that 59% of our mothers initiated breastfeeding. So we are seeing some quite remarkable outcomes, and we just want to push forward, and we invite anyone out there that want to give back to their community, want to make a difference, want the joy of providing services to another woman who is pregnant, to come and join us. And if you're pregnant and living in the city of Detroit, please reach out to us. We are here to serve you.